What's crackin', and welcome back to Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm cozyceto, and I'm so happy you're here for another exciting reset day where we will take care of all of the shenanigans that comes with our weekly refresh, including taking a look at the premium shop to see what goodies are waiting for us this week. Before we dive into that, I do want to get our results for my Lost Oasis and see if we have some extra moonstones to spend before we get in there. I am so excited to dive into this week, and I hope that you enjoy our fresh channel fit as we head into April. So without further ado, let's get right in there and dive right on in. First things first, this was my submission for my Lost Oasis, and it ended up being a super quick build that was kind of last minute and definitely rushed, so I was not extremely proud of this or extremely confident. I do feel like for the constraints that I had, this is as good as it was going to get, so for that I am very excited that this is what I submitted. But overall, I feel like I went more of like a jungle vacation route than my Lost Oasis, so I would not be surprised to see 2,500 in our rewards this morning. I don't know, but I guess the best way to find out for sure is to go over, open the mail, and to see what the voters decided. Well, I guess they decided that it was in fact worth 4K, and that is just a bit surprising to me because my outfit was edging a tad bit closer towards the more summer vacation route, and there were so many stunning examples of a dreamy desert oasis that I just wasn't sure that I would be able to hold down the fort and keep the streak alive this week. That being said, I can so happily say that the streak is both alive and well now because this is our third straight week of 4K again after our Villagers on Parade tragedy. So I am beyond excited to have some extra moonstones in the bank and to see what exactly has made the premium shop this week. Well, I can already see that our predictions were right on the money and in the correct order too, so let's check out each item one by one and then we will see how they look in the valley. First up, we have this Spring Flower Fest ensemble, and I'm a bit disappointed. Oh my goodness. I was so hoping that this would end up being a two-piece set, but it looks like it is all in one as the dress, so that is kind of upsetting. Though you do also get the Spring Flower Fest sun hat and the Spring Flower Fest heels. Let's take a moment to look at this detailing. I think it's really pretty. I don't think there's like anything wrong with it per se. I'm just really upset that this is not a two-piece set. Oh my goodness. But nonetheless, this is gorgeous. I do love the texture. I love the detailing on this dress. I think that the flowers that really pop out and have that 3D effect look gorgeous. And it is absolutely worth that 1,500 moonstone price. And I think that it will be shown a lot in this week's Dream Snap just because it is so gorgeous. And considering that it is all together as one piece, it may deter players from using this in outfit challenges in the future. So I can totally see people getting their money's worth this week and using it while we have a decor challenge active. Then moving right along is our newest addition to the Goofy Stall skin line, and I have been eagerly awaiting something like this since we got our very first one. I think they did perfectly with the subtle notes down to the paint over here on the pennant banners and even the touches of the sun motifs and pastel, all the way to the paint on the sides and even these lanterns up close. Seeing the sun up on the tapestry above the stall is also just a gorgeous little touch, and I think this is absolutely a steal for 1,200 moonstones, but I won't be saying that too loud because I don't want Gameloft in here and hiking these prices up. Either way, I would definitely say this is worth the cost, and I cannot wait to see how good this looks in the valley. We will get there in just a moment though, because first things first, I do want to take a look at the other two items in our premium shop rotation. Alrighty, and it looks like our next item is going to be a returning Star Path item, and it is the water spitting camel from A Day at Disney's Star Path. I got these when that one was active, and I honestly think this was one of the best items hands down out of that path, so it could definitely be worth picking up if you have some extra moonstones to spare. This one also does have a really cool water animation, which you can see going on right now, and it can be fun to play around with in DreamSnaps, though it can definitely be situational just because these are massive when placed in the valley, and I will actually just pop one down when I'm doing my showcase just to show you how big they are. And last but surely not least on our new item roster, we have the Rabbit Garden set that came to the premium shop this week. This one is another 3-piece set, and it is worth 1,200 moonstones, or at least that's what Gameloft thinks, so let's take a look at all of the pieces and decide for ourselves. With the scarecrow here, I do think that this has a whimsical touch to it. It is very casual, very unique. I think that it is interesting for sure, and I can't exactly think of when I would want to use this, but I think that with adding all of the new Winnie the Pooh furniture recently, it could definitely look nice against some of that. Then next up we have the rabbit leaf pile, which I think is possibly one of the best leaf piles in the game, just because of the variety of colors that you're seeing and the variety of textures. I can't think of any of the other leaf piles in the game right now that look this good and have this much layering to them. So that is definitely a much welcomed feature, because I hope that we see even more of this in other decor items in the future. Now, of course, we can't go on without talking about this lovely animation that is so unique and so different, and I think that it could really complement some of the other decor of the storybook Veil, because it all kind of has that literary element vibe to it. But I also think that this could be a hidden star as we go into update 16 and dive into even more curious elements with Alice in Wonderland and the Cheshire Cat. So I think that this could definitely get a lot of use out of it, and it is for sure worth this price tag, especially when we consider we have one more item in the rabbit gardening bag. I know that this probably isn't as exciting to other players, but this is something that can definitely be used as a little bit of an extra decor piece to really sell the shots that you're building if you go for a more gardening feel. We are kind of limited on the number of tools and how good they look, so this could be a huge game changer for that, if nothing else. Then, real quick before we get into our showcase, the deals of the week include the Tart Turtle, which I think is so cute, but I don't love the turtle animations as a whole, and I usually opt for a raccoon or dragon friend during casual play, so I will probably continue to save my moonstones here, especially at 1600. Even with the deal, this companion just is not worth it to me, so I will wait for a much bigger sale, or maybe if I'm just running out of new items to pick up. Then, the other deal of the week is going to be on the Dreamlight Figment Topiary, and I personally adore this one and think it is a much better deal, especially at the, I think it is 900 moonstones if I did my math correctly there. And I think that if you're looking for something to inspire you during this week's snap, it could for sure be a great statement piece and would absolutely elevate your shot, just because I can proudly say there is so much detail in this item and it just looks gorgeous in the valley. Now, of course, this does round out our first look of the rotation this week, but we are not done quite yet, because it is time to get all of these items that we bought and take them to the valley so that way we can show them off properly. Of course, we're going to start at the top with the gorgeous outfit that we got this week, and I am obsessed, like down to the way that this is flowing with my character. I really needed this, and it looks so beautiful. I love the way that the 3D flowers really just bob, and this is so cute. It looks like there is some clipping on the back though. Like the flowers aren't showing up as intended, or maybe it's just like peeking through. I don't know. But when you're walking forward, it definitely looks nice. There's some booty clipping. Ooh. That makes me sad. Luckily, it doesn't seem to show up if you're still. So maybe it can be avoided in Dream Snaps this week. I really hope so. It looks like it's just a problem when you move. And it doesn't seem to be a problem when you run. So it's just, let's see what the glide looks like. All right. Very nice. Very nice. I do feel like we get some weird like stretching, but other than that, it looks really good. The next up, we have the Tangled Stall, which I was just as excited about as I was for this outfit, and I think it turned out really well. I went ahead and placed it next to Rapunzel's tower. See if we can't back up a little bit. Which I have her next to my house, which I am working on a build for, though it's still a little ways off. So that will be coming eventually, and yeah, I think that this is stunning. I love that the lanterns light up even during the day. We kind of have like that morning lighting set right now, so this is a good sign, and that means that those will be on all day long and be nicely lit just as this. Then we have the camel that everyone was using during the Villagers on Parade week, or at least that's where I was seeing it used most recently. Some people I also saw using it during my Lost Oasis, but I think it's cool since the camel does do that swivel as it is shooting the water. It goes a few times. I think it does stop on its own, but it might not. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've pulled this one out, but it is huge. Like that's a big boy. So if you plan to use this one, make sure you've got plenty of space set aside for it. Oh my goodness. Oh no. He spit on you. My bad. Alright, moving on. Oh no. Almost got me too. We have the Rabbit Garden bundle, and the first item here was the Scarecrow, which, I mean, hello tree. I didn't think it was too bad, but I just think it's kind of flat, kind of boring. I don't overly love Winnie the Pooh stuff and its style, but it's very much so giving that, which makes sense since it's part of that category. Then this leaf pile, as predicted, it looks beautiful, and it looks like the wind does come with it. So if we wait a second, it's spawning wind, and the only place that I see wind is when it is like storming crazy for real in the valley, or if you are up in the Frosted Heights. So this is insanely exciting and can add an extra visual effect. Yeah, there it is. So I'm wondering if we place these off to the side on the set, if we can take advantage of that wind effect for certain snaps, even if we don't necessarily want to use this for a decor for real. So that could be worth playing around with, and I'm excited to see what we come up with there. Then the last item is this gardening bag, and I honestly think it looks even better in the valley, way better than any of the other comparable items that we have currently, and I think that that red is very refreshing. It's not too bright, but it's also not too dull, and it's just a very solid shade. I absolutely loved all of those new items, but possibly this outfit most, so I will be keeping it on for the rest of today to get me in the spring spirit to create my dream snap this week. And speaking of dream snaps, I think we should take a quick look at the new page before we round out our reset day, so let's get in there and look at the tags and see if we can't get an idea cooking. And now I feel like I spoke a bit too soon because I think we are leaning less into Wally this year and more into an elegant girly spring vibe, which I will not be complaining about whatsoever. I adore building floral sets of all kinds, so I just cannot wait to get in there and create my snap for this week. Our tags we will be working with, though, are going to be cute and elegant for our mandatory ones, and then tangled and outdoors for our bonus categories. So I also have a heavy feeling that Rapunzel will be included in many submissions this week, just because that tangled tag will probably drive many players' inspirations. I still think there is so much room for individuality and creativity though, so I am very excited to see what the community comes up with for this Just Spring Things challenge. A damn roller coaster, I tell you. That is what this week has truly already started to feel like, so I am beyond excited to relax into this week's theme and to create something sweet and full of beautiful blooms. I hope you are feeling inspired and got to see some positive rankings of your own this morning with your results. I know I am still feeling a bit shocked about mine, but definitely in all of the best ways. I meant it when I said that I really woke up expecting nothing more than 2,500, so this week has already started to surprise me in a wonderful fashion. I will see y'all soon with more cavern chaos and springtime shenanigans, but until then, toodles!